Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me today. My name is Trevor Gerard. I'm the Technical Services Coordinator here at the library, which means I deal with the patron side of technology. So typically, if you have a question about how something works, or you're wanting to learn how to use maybe a tablet, a phone, a computer, or get access to Hoopla or Overdrive, Libby, one of our online programs to download materials, I'm the one that usually helps with that. I do one-on-one sessions and then teach classes like this or for a small business how to get their programs online. We've partnered with Google. Today, what I'm going over is the beginner's guide to job searching with Indeed. With everything that's happened over this last year, everything's in a little bit of a wacky area where people are working more from home, people are working remotely, maybe across the state or even across the country, and are looking for new jobs because maybe their job is no longer available because of COVID and the quarantine. Or maybe they figured this was a perfect time to start fresh and try something new. Today, I'm going to go over that with you with Indeed, which is a way to search for jobs. A lot of people post jobs online anymore. It's not the same as it was, you know, 10, 15, even 5 years ago of you go in, shake someone's hand, hand them a resume, and they get you an interview. Now most of it's put online and done online, and especially now you're probably going to be start seeing more interviews done online as well. You can ask any questions in the Facebook chat. Feel free, or to give any tips or tricks or your experience with Indeed, and I can answer those questions or make commentary on what you said and maybe help provide others with information. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see my contact information, my email, tprard@dcblibrary.org, and then my phone with the extension 247. So if you ever need to contact me about this or anything else, feel free to either shoot me an email or try to call me. And if you don't get a hold of me, leave me a voicemail and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So let's get started. So this is what Indeed's front page looks like once you create your account. To make your account, you simply need an email. You can use a Gmail, a Yahoo, Hotmail, whatever you need to make it. You would use your work email if you needed to. So up here in the top, you'll have your what section. So you can search by job title, keywords, or company, and then of course where. So maybe you're not wanting to look in your city. Maybe you're wanting to move or find a job remotely in a bigger city. So maybe you switch to that. IT does a lot of jobs from home where people work remotely, maybe even across the country, and you can search there. Down below it in blue, you'll see the post your resume. Again, that's an important step to have. A lot of people will have paper resumes and they may not have it available on their computer. So it's nice to have it up on your account to where no matter what computer you're accessing, you can get a hold of your resume to send to the company. Of course, a place for employers to post a job because, again, they're the ones who are hiring. So they're using Indeed as part of their hiring process. And then popular searches for what people are looking for. So things such as immediately hiring, remote, or essential businesses are very popular searches right now. And you could quickly click on those to start searching in your area. At the top, you'll find, again, the Find Jobs tab right up here. Company reviews, where you can look at company reviews, and then find salaries. I'll talk a little bit more about that later. Right now, I'm just going to focus on the actual job searching, and then we'll go back to those areas. So up here on the top right, you'll find your messages. And that's simply messages that you'll have in your inbox from businesses. When an employer tries to contact you, you'll see your message. So it's important to make sure you're keeping up to date with Indeed and looking at it rather frequently, whether it's several times a day, once a day, which I would recommend at least once a day to at least take a look at it if you're applying for jobs. I wouldn't go, applying for a job and looking at it once a week. You may miss some really good opportunities on that, or they may message you and someone else, and the other person gets back sooner. And then your notifications, just pop up. So if someone's read like your resume, your application. So as you can see for this one on my profile, don't miss a great opportunity, post your resume today. And then it's giving me those little notifications or helping hints. And then the one that looks like a person will take you to your account. So you'll have your profile where you can upload or build a resume. We'll take a look at that real quick. So I could upload one on my computer or I could build one. So say you don't have one because maybe you've had the same job for the last 20 years and you're wanting to switch jobs. So it's something you're having to build. You can click on build a new resume and you can put in your information. So your first name, last name, your city, your eligibility, phone number, and then real quickly, I'll show you just what the next screen looks like. As you can see, there's 5 steps to it. So it'll have your level of education, field of study, school, when you work. And of course, it'll have you put in your work history, other skills and abilities you have to help build that resume. And then, of course, people they could reference to and talk to. Next is the My Jobs area. So what this will do will keep saved jobs and applied jobs. If you look here, I've already saved one. So maybe you're wanting to just look at a bunch of jobs and then apply for them at once. You're not doing one at a time. So you could save it, and then I could hit apply now or update. And then I could just simply click on next, delete it. And of course, over here, ones that I've applied for will show up here. So you can always apply for a job. If you forgot what one you applied for, especially if you were to apply to like 20 or 30 jobs in a day, you may forget which exact ones you applied for. So you can go back here and look at it to figure that out. Your reviews. So maybe you've worked for a company before and you see that they're on here. You maybe want to leave a good review. You can do that. Your email preferences are simply if you want to get advice, tips, announcements, or marketing from Indeed, simply click it to allow it. It's by default, I believe it's turned off, so you don't have to worry about that unless you want to. Search preferences, it's your setting parameters. So maybe you only want to show jobs that have been posted within 15 days, or maybe since just your last visit or today only. If you're looking at it daily, that might help. So you're not getting, because if you click within 15 days and you're looking every day, you're not going to look at those same pages for 14 more days. The distance, so you can do exact location only if you're maybe looking at a specific city, or maybe, you know what, you live in a fairly medium-sized city, you have other cities that are pretty close to you, you can always look within 100 miles of there. Again, how many jobs you're going to display for results, and then your language. So maybe you do speak a second language, and you want to maybe take a preference for that, or it'll actually just show them in that language. And then your account. So that's just your account type, your settings. You can put 2-step verification on there so someone couldn't accidentally or try to get into your account without you knowing. It helps set up a little bit more security. Your account type, job seeker, you'll just leave it at that. The other is for people searching for employees. So we'll go back to the main page now and we'll start talking about searching. If you have any questions about what I just showed you, please ask and I'll go back and clarify. That's never an issue. And if you have any tips or hints or things that have gone well or bad for you that you would like to share with other watchers, please feel free to do that as well. So we could go with one of these popular searches to find one. So maybe let's go with essential businesses. And I'm looking in Owensboro. So right up under the find jobs, you can see where I've got other things I can change, other settings. So again, the date posted within 25 miles, maybe I want to say within 100. And if you'll notice when I do that, the change it makes up here, it adds in remote. So you could look for things that are temporarily remote or jobs that are just remote, if that's the type of work you're looking for. Job type, full-time, part-time, PRN. So again, locations, this one's showing Louisville and Jeffersonville. companies I could work with, and then what kind of experience level. And then below that on the left, it's going to show you the jobs, and it's going to sort by relevance to begin with. Or you could search by date. And then just over here, it'll show you how many jobs. So it's page 1 of 5 jobs. And if I scroll down, you'll see that it's just the 5 jobs. It says pages, which makes you think you're going to search through multiple pages like you would on Google if you get to the bottom. But it's different pages, is a page for each job. And then over here, so be the first to see new essential business jobs in Owensboro. I have my email and I can activate this. It'll create a job alert that'll give you, basically it's like subscribing to an email list. You'll get emails about those new jobs, especially if you're in a specific area. If you're looking for jobs all over the place, you're not looking for anything specific, you may not need that because you're going to be looking everywhere. But if you have a very particular set of skills that you're trying to work a job with, that may be more helpful so you don't lose some of them in the wash. And then right up here next to find jobs, there's an advanced job search. So you can get much finer with your searching. So you could search for all kinds of job types with certain words or without words, ones for titles, by company. You can search by salary estimate and locations. So let's take a look at one of these jobs. So the very top, as you can see, it says new, and it's a senior expert in robotics control software. And then there's 3 dots over to the right, allows me to save a job like you saw previously. You can mark it not interested if you just don't want it to be showing up, or you could report a job. It'll give you a little bit of information about the company, where it's located, pay, and then a few little bits of information. And when you click on it, you'll have the job show up here on the right. And it'll give you things like this, little statistics like this: responded to 51 to 74% of applicants in the past 30 days, typically within 2 days. So it helps you know a little bit better on like how long to wait for a response. The typical is wait 7 days to see if you hear back something. That kind of helps let you know maybe a little bit better if you're going to hear back from them or not, or if it goes longer. I could hit apply now to apply for it, or again, I can hit that and save it. So I can move that to applied, interviewing, offered, or hired. It allows you to keep track of multiple jobs and what step you're in to that job. So let's look at a little bit more of the information here. The job details, this one's showing the salary, the job type, and the number of hires. And then it's going to give you a job description. So for this one, senior expert in robotics control software, and then a summary of kind of their plan for their company and what they expect, what they're doing. And then below that, your responsibilities and duties, and then qualifications. Some websites and some companies may show things that have a hard line on you have to have these requirements, and others are more of a guideline. They would prefer people with it, but you don't have to have those qualifications. A lot of places, from what I've seen and read, they recommend even apply for them if it says it's a must, if it's not something hard, like you have to have it in chemical engineering. To work with chemicals, you kind of have to have that background. There's not a lot of leeway around that. But if it talks about you have to have, say, 5 years in Excel or accounting, but you only have 4, there's some probable wiggle room there that still apply for the job. The worst they're going to say to you is no. And hopefully you can get an interview with them. And then at the bottom, again, like this one says, the following qualifications are a big plus. Again, not required, but helpful. And then showing benefits, so like 401k, dental, schedule, COVID considerations, contract length, work location, their company's website, precautions. And then at the bottom, of course, it'll show you how long ago the day was published. It's very easily to go in. There's maybe 6 jobs. You get into the 6th one and you realize that job is 30 plus days old. The thing is, if it's still up there, there's a chance that it's still available and worth looking at. So let's take a look at applying for this job. You'll simply click up here where it says apply now. and it'll show you how I'm signed in, and I can choose a resume to apply with. So I've got this resume right here. It's saying it's too short to please edit it because I haven't fully finished one here. Or I can always upload a new resume. So if you have a resume you've written in, say, Word or Google Documents and you've downloaded, you can always just upload your own resume right here if you don't already have it uploaded or created with Indeed. And then you would just hit continue. And of course, it's not going to allow me to continue because I don't have that one on here. But it'll send that email to them and they'll know that you've applied, and then you can track checking on whether they've read it. Your notifications will show you when they've accessed a resume. So let's take a look at something else. So let's take a look at accounting. And as you notice, when I go to start typing this in, it'll do predictive text and ask what I'm looking for. So maybe you just said accounting because you didn't really know anything more specific. And then you start looking through these other options that it's giving you. So manager, clerk, finance, or maybe you're a specialist and you want to click on that. But we'll just go with the broad search for now. So I'm going to go back here and change this to exact location. And if you notice over here to the right, these black circles are showing two new settings we can change it by. We have the license, so for accounting, a CPA license, or for standards, the GAAP, that you can help filter other jobs by. And as you can see, this one has a little bit more. It has page 1 of 13 jobs that I can go down through. And you can see this top one is showing 4 days ago, where this bottom one, well, not bottom, the second one is showing 30 plus days ago. So there's a big difference between when these two were posted. And again, a reason to maybe keep track and get new job alerts is if it's something that's not posted, a new job's not posted for super often, you may not want to look at it very often and just wait till you get those email alerts about a new job being posted. Then you can go look at it. So again, we'll take a look at this one. Again, the job details, qualifications, job descriptions, the responsibilities, the skills, the job types, again, schedule, experience, location, company website. That information you'll find on nearly every one. Company more than likely is going to fill all those basics out at the very least. If you need further information, probably a good way to get it is to go visit their website or email them to be proactive in finding that information. Now, another aspect of what you can do is say maybe you're like, I like the way this company sounds. Do they have any other jobs that's maybe not accounting? You can see when I scroll over the company, it highlights it, it puts the line underneath of it, and it will allow me to click on it. So I can look at Kentucky Mirror in Platon class. I can see the reviews, how it's rated, snapshots, maybe why they want you to join them, reviews, salaries, photos, jobs, and questions and answers. A bit about the company such as size, revenue, and then as you can see down here, jobs near me. They're just showing one job right now. And then you can look at rating overviews, break it down by categories such as work and life balance, job security, culture. And then again, reviews down here. Like I said earlier, you can leave reviews for companies that you've worked at or currently working for. So maybe you want to let people know what they really excel at. You can do that. We'll go back. Again, feel free to ask any questions if you have them. I know I'm covering quite a bit of stuff and may move too fast for some people, or they may have missed something before I went on to the next thing. Please ask those questions, whether it be now or that contact information I gave you earlier. Again, I will show that at the end so you have it if you want to contact me further. So another thing I want to show you when searching for jobs is that not everyone will have you apply on their website, on Indeed's website. So I'm going to look up Domtar. Domtar is a paper plant located over in Hallsville, and they have a location here in Winsboro. when I click on it, if you notice up here, instead of saying apply now, it says apply on company website. So you'll actually have to navigate to the company's website to apply for the job. And it'll have that description, requirements, and then I can apply or apply later. So maybe you're applying on Indeed right now and you're just the ones that are on the website. It's really quick to just go apply now, upload your resume, fill out maybe a bit more information, and send it in. The ones on the company website may take a little bit longer. You may want to do those all at once. So a good thing to do would be to save it because it's a little easier to remember it when you can go back to it later. And if you notice that some of the information it shows right here in this section is the same as that was on this part of their website for their application. And I'll show you the way theirs set up. They're a bit larger of company, so they've got a little bit more information on here. So you can look at things like work happiness. Again, it shows more about the company. I can come over here and look at the reviews, get a lot more reviews, search by different categories or for job titles. Salaries may be an important one for people to look at if they're trying to figure out how much a place pays. So for the average salary for their maintenance technicians is 24. And then other popular jobs such as forklift operator is about 16 an hour. So it could be really handy if a website doesn't or a company's not posting how much they pay. You can look at those and other people may have put that information in. You'll be able to get some information you weren't expecting. Photos, they may have photos of the location, what it looks like. And then jobs. So you can see what jobs they've posted. So as you can see right here, there are 3 job openings. So instead of having to go through a whole bunch of hoops and hurdles to find those jobs by making different searches, they're available right there to you. And then a Q&A. So maybe you have some questions about the company. So this first one, how are the working hours at Domtar? That person replied, rotating shifts each week. Or going down, what's the most stressful part? What kind of breaks do you get? Do you get vacation days and holidays? Which is you earn them based on how long you've been with the company. It can help you answer some of those questions before maybe you get into an interview or help you learn a little bit more about the company. So when you go to an interview, you can bring these things up, in which makes it appear like you've been doing a little bit of research about the company. You're getting to know them better. That may help you be one step ahead of the competition by showing that you're more devoted to their position and wanting to get it. It shows a little more proactive behavior. And then again, you can also follow them to get weekly updates, your jobs and reviews about that company, especially if you're super into getting hired by that specific company. So maybe you want a job at Google, so you're following them to see what kind of jobs they apply for, and it doesn't matter if it's the base level, so you can work your way up. You can do that. And now that I've gone back to the main page, you can look here to see that my recent searches show what I've looked at. So I could very easily, if I've looked for a job and I was like, I really like what that was showing me, but I'm done for today. When you log back on, I could simply click on one of those. It'll take me accounting and take me right back there. And of course, I can change these settings again. And we'll go back up here and check my jobs real quick. And as you can see, those ones I saved earlier are showing up right here. So maybe this marketing coordinator, I need to update it because I did apply or I'm interviewing, I got an offer, I was hired. Again, to let you keep better control and organization of what you've been doing, because one day you may only apply for a job or two, and another day you may find 24 jobs that you liked and that you applied for. And it'll help keep them more organized and easier to keep track of what when you need to apply for, what next step you're taking, because you don't want to have so many that you've applied for and that you've got interviews for that you end up missing an interview because you didn't change the way you had it set, or you didn't maybe write it down in your notebook or your planner or in your phone's calendar to keep track of it. So again, you can click on Indeed or the Find Jobs to go back to that search. The company reviews I had discussed before. We had looked at 2 companies. It's an easy way to look for a company name or job title by city or state, and then you can find the company. So as you can see from here, it's showing companies hiring now. So like DoorDash, Wendy's, Southern Star. And give you a quick overview of how many reviews they have, what the reviews are, and then you can click some of these tabs to look at salaries, question and answers, or open jobs. Popular companies, so things like UPS, FedEx, and then it'll show you top rated workplaces. So this was for 2019, so I had places like Advanced Financial, Apple, AT&T, and Starbucks. And at the bottom, you'll see more popular companions, or companies, not companion, my bad. So it'll be based on city, and then for certain types of jobs, so accounts, registered nurse, attorney, and then their top rated workplace awards. So maybe you're looking for tech, so you want to look at best in tech. So they had Facebook there as number 1, and then Adobe is number 2 to look at those. And then we're going to go on to Find Salaries. Find Salaries will allow you to look based on, again, what you think you're worth and what you think you should be making, or what you would like to look at a range of. So here it's going to show your average salary, your highest, your lowest, where you're at, and you can get an estimate pay range based on what you should be earning and insight into your type of career. So we'll look at the popular job titles here at the top. So like nursing assistant, averaging at $15.31, and it also shows you down here the lower end of the spectrum at minimum wage, and then you're higher up here at 30. Or say a general manager averages about 56 a year. So it'll show both hourly wages and your salary wages jobs. So general manager averages about 56, as low as 14, as high as 137, roughly. It'll give you 4 larger ones that are easy to read, and then 3 smaller, or not 3 smaller ones, about 8 smaller ones down here that will just show the hour, and you can click on those to look more at them. Your, again, popular companies like we had talked about earlier. So like maybe I want to look at nursing assistant. I can click on that and it'll show me a bit of information on, so average base salary, and I can look per hour, or I can look per day, per week, per month, per year, depending on how you want to break it down. And then things such as additional compensation, such as overtime, certain jobs you may work 40 hours a week, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5. That's all you'll ever work. Whether jobs you may have to work a bit of overtime, or say you work in a factory, they do shutdowns where they have a lot of overtime for 1 week. So you may be working 60, 70 hours in that week. Or it's a job where you work 6 days a week, on and off. That'll help you get a little bit of information about how that may break down. Common benefits typically for those jobs, so referral programs, paid sick time to be a nurse, a flexible schedule depending on like what department you're in, health insurance, and then tuition reimbursement if you're trying to get maybe licensed for some kind of nurse program. They may pay for that. And then it'll show you like salaries by years of experience in the US. So less than 1 year, 1 to 2, up to more than 10, and you can see that pay change. And then I can look at job entries where I could try to find something. So maybe I'm looking for something at entry level, a mid level, or senior level. And then top companies for nursing assistants in the US. So number 1 is the Veterans Administrative Hospital, and it looks like it's showing 26 per hour, down to Apple Rehab at number 5 at 18 an hour. And again, you'll see those salaries that are reported, reviews, their rating. So if we look at number 3, IntelliCare has a 4 rating, 256 reviews, and almost 6,000 salaries reported at a roughly around 19 an hour, which I would assume if it has that many salaries reported, it's a probably good estimation. Down here, we'll see that the highest paying cities in the United States for nursing assistants. So maybe, again, you are looking to move, and it's a good way to figure out where you could move. And it looks like Louisville is one of our cities is on this top list. Where do they earn more in the U.S.? It gives you a quick breakdown across the country with a color-coded indicator. And then you look up where they could earn more, best paid skills and qualifications. So ACLS certification earn about 77% more. As you can see, a job trend down here as it goes from 7, 18, 19 towards 20, the predictions. And then specialties such as nuclear medicine, hospital experience, and RN, those changes in salary and how much it could increase. And top companies hiring nursing assistants from recommended certifications. So maybe you're also looking to get recertified as well. And that could help you maybe find where would be the best place or give you the best leg up on the competition. That help pay well. It'll show salary increases, job openings, and companies. So something like nuclear medicine, it's about a 9% salary increase, but it's only showing 5 job openings with 11 companies. So it's a much more sparse area to find jobs. And so that would be something you wouldn't likely have to move to do. Probably not something you could do remotely. Your benefits for nursing assistants, like we talked about earlier, referral programs, sick time, insurance, salary satisfaction, if they think it's enough for their cost of living or their area. How much do similar professions get paid in the United States? So a home health aide showing like 12, personal care assistant 11. So you can make those comparisons to similar type jobs. So maybe you are a home health aide and you're looking to become a nursing assistant, and you see that and go, well, it looks like an average I'm earning $4 or $5 more an hour. That would be a good change for me. And I have some of those qualifications, or I'm not too far off from having mine. And then again, to get the estimate pay range, like we saw at the beginning, frequently asked questions about being a nursing assistant and salaries. So how can I know if I'm being paid fairly as a CNA? Do CNAs get paid overtime? And you can look for the answers for those. And then career insights at the bottom. So how to negotiate salary, jobs that pay well, average salary by age. So there's our articles they have access to that you can look at. So I'm going to go back up here towards the top where we were looking at salaries by years of experience and viewing job openings. So maybe I'm looking at the entry level, like I said earlier. I can hit few jobs and it'll take me to that search for jobs. So it's showing, of course, page 1 of 111,000 jobs. And it's asking me up here to enter my city or zip code to show results in your area. So maybe I am looking around here. So I type in 42301. And as you can see, it's showing 1 of 178 jobs. So it cut it down a whole lot from where it was, but still 178 jobs within 25 miles is a pretty good number of jobs to search through. It would probably take a couple days to do that. And at the bottom of this page, in the others, they'll have other links such as career advice, your ways to browse jobs, company salaries. You can also find certifications, Indeed events, if you want to work in Indeed, or if you need to change country, or about Indeed itself, or if you need help, like you're not getting messages you're supposed to, you can click on that and help get those answers from them. And as you can see, it's showed both of those nursing assistants I looked for. It showed the regular one that just had all the jobs that were available on Indeed, and then the 178 new in 42301. You can always edit these to delete If you want, if your lists are getting too long and you don't need them anymore, you can get rid of it. Again, from that home page, those links are still down there at the bottom. Um, Really, that covers most of the basics you're going to find on Indeed for applying for jobs. If you need help with a resume, you don't have one, or if you need to update yours, please feel free to reach out to me. I did a program last month, 2 months ago, and I can always help you in person with that. I am doing one-on-one appointments. We do have COVID regulations that keep us safe, but I'm always free to help people with that. Uh, YouTube, we have our YouTube page. I upload a lot of our tech stuff up to it, how to access our programs and stuff. You can always look on there. It'll be Davis County Public Library. We have a whole bunch of stuff set up for that. Again, if you do have trouble with that or it just doesn't make sense or you had followed the steps and still something went awry, feel free to reach out to me then as well. Um, Next month in January in the new year, I've got another programming coming up right now. We're looking at doing one on security online, especially after Christmas. A lot of people get new devices. There's a possibility that could change, but as of right now, that's what it's set to. So feel free to attend in then. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And if you do need my contact information, I will go ahead and share that with you once again so you can copy it down if you need to.